An elderly American couple suddenly finds an Aladdin's lamp in their simple life. Their lamp was the lottery. They exploited a glitch in the lottery system and continuously won crores of money. And at one point, various obstacles began to appear before them. But to know how they eventually overcame all the obstacles and went from poor to rich, you have to watch the whole video. I was talking about the masterpiece, the real story-based movie Jerry and Marge Go Large, which was released in 2022. So let's stop talking and start today's movie explanation. At the beginning of the movie, we see an elderly American couple, Jerry Selby and Marge Selby. They live in a small town in the American state of Michigan. Jerry is finally about to retire after almost 42 years of his working life. However, he wasn't very happy about his retirement life because after working for so long, he had developed an attachment to his job. Besides, he didn't know how he would spend his retirement time. But his family was very happy about his retirement. As a result, they organized a grand party for him, where all his family members were present. After the party, they gifted him a fishing boat as a retirement gift, but Jerry had never experienced driving a boat in his life, so he himself did not understand what he would do with this boat. But still, he thanked everyone for the gift. In this long life of 42 years, Jerry was able to save only a very small portion of his income as savings. Now, that money was kept in a bank account managed by his accountant, Steve. Steve advises Jerry to invest his savings in the share market, but Jerry is not willing to put his life savings at risk in any way, because to him, the share market is a form of gambling, so his money remains in the account.
Jerry tries to launch his boat into the nearby lake by tying it to the back of his car. But while trying to unhitch the boat, his car also slid backward and was about to fall into the lake. Then he quickly drove the car forward, but he hadn't properly unhitched the boat from the car, due to which a collision broke a rear part of the boat, making Jerry furious. So, in anger, he repeatedly kicked the boat. Unable to spend his leisure time fishing, Jerry spends his retirement sitting here and there. Once, while sitting in a local store, he suddenly sees a lottery ticket named Windfall. This lottery is won by matching certain numbers, which is entirely a mathematical calculation. If someone matches only the last 2 numbers out of 10 numbers, they get a free ticket. If 3 numbers match, they get $1,000. The more numbers match from the end, the more the prize money increases. Jerry was very good at mathematics in his school life and career. After seeing these lottery numbers, he sits down to calculate with a pen in hand. After several mathematical calculations, Jerry understands that if tickets are bought with selected numbers on specific days towards the end of the week, the chances of winning will be much higher. He tells this to his accountant, Steve. But Steve laughs off his words, because for someone who considers the stock market a gamble, this is just a lottery. But Jerry was very confident about his mathematical calculations, so without thinking anything, he withdrew $2,000 from his account of about $10,000. He then used that money to buy 1,000 Windfall lottery tickets. When he was taking the lottery tickets, the reaction of the saleswoman suggested that they thought this guy was an idiot. I mean, the lottery system was such that people rarely won big prizes, because if someone wins the lottery every time, the lottery business will completely go bust. Anyway, Jerry still bought 1,000 tickets due to his immense confidence. But on the day of the result, when he went to check the lottery, he was completely shocked. Because even after buying so many tickets, he didn't win a single dollar. He sat with a gloomy face the whole day due to the shock of losing $2,000. He was so absent-minded that he even forgot what game they were playing during a family and neighbors game night. But after the game ended, suddenly, Marge's words made him realize that his idea was correct, but the number of lottery tickets he bought was not enough. Because if a coin is tossed 1,000 times, the probability of getting heads is 60%, but if it is tossed 5,000 times, the probability is close to 50%. That is, it will go towards the exact probability. That means he has to buy many more lottery tickets. This time, he goes to the bank and withdraws his entire $8,000. Then when he goes to buy $8,000 worth of lottery tickets, the saleswoman becomes even stunneder than the last time. Anyway, after buying 8,000 tickets, his luck really starts to open up this time, because while checking the results, he sees that 3 or 4 numbers of many of his tickets have matched, and for this reason, he wins almost $15,000 from those tickets this time. Now, unable to figure out where to keep so much money, he hides it inside a popcorn box in the house, because he felt that Marge would be very angry if she found out about the lottery tickets. That afternoon, during another family get-together, his granddaughter suddenly goes inside the house to get popcorn. And when Jerry sees his dollar-filled popcorn in his granddaughter's hands, his heart almost leaps to his mouth. Then, explaining this and that, he takes the popcorn packet from her hand and hides the dollars in another packet. Then he hands that packet back to the granddaughter.
After the party ended, when Marge asks him about the messy situation in the kitchen at night, Jerry suddenly slips up and admits that he had bought lottery tickets. But this time, he has also won $15,000. Although Jerry said these things nervously, he was surprised to see that Marge was not angry at all with his words. Instead, she happily said that she was actually waiting for some adventure like this in their life. I mean, to enjoy life, why play the lottery? She is ready to even rob a bank. Thus, with his wife's full support, Jerry's fortune was on the rise. When he told Steve about buying the lottery tickets, Steve himself agreed to invest $1,000 this time. This time, Jerry invests his own $15,000 and Steve's $1,000, a total of $16,000 entirely in the lottery. But that day, going to the local store, they learned that the windfall lottery has been discontinued in the state of Michigan. Because when too many lotteries are won in one place, that lottery is suspended in that state for some time. Unavoidably, Jerry and Marge decide that they will buy the lottery tickets in the neighboring state. But it will take more than 10 hours to get there, and they will have to spend one night there to know the lottery results. So this time, they set off in their car, taking quite a few belongings with them. Upon reaching there, they buy 8,000 tickets from a local store. Anyway, after buying the tickets, they sit in the hotel they were staying in that night and check the numbers on the TV. Then, after matching the numbers, they see that the last 3 or 4 digits of many tickets have matched. That is, according to the calculation, this time they're going to win $21,000. After winning the lottery twice in a row, Jerry and Marge become convinced that their system is completely successful. And it is not illegal for America either, because they are simply buying more and more lottery tickets, which means there is no cheating involved here. Anyway, while returning at night after buying the lottery tickets from Massachusetts, Marge tells him to stop the car a mile in front of their house. Then, looking at their town, she tells Jerry it's time to help these people. It was their lifelong dream to do something for this town, because no one really knows about this town called Avart. Since buying more lottery tickets increases the chances of winning a higher amount, they can buy tickets with all their neighbors. For this, Jerry and Marge set up their own business system. They open a company named GS Investment Strategies. Then, they call all their neighbors and successfully explain their lottery-winning trick to them. Because of the good relationship Jerry and Marge have with everyone blindly trusts them and invests. In addition, they also promise everyone that after winning the lottery, everyone will get profit according to their share. This way, they manage to collect a huge sum of $4,000. This time they take the money and go to the same store in Massachusetts from where they had previously bought 8,000 tickets. He becomes very well acquainted with Bill, the owner of this store. Bill is stunned to hear about the huge amount of money for the tickets. He immediately says, "Are you guys drug dealers or something?" Jerry and Marge laugh and reply, "No, they are professional lottery players." Then Bill informs them that if they buy so many lottery tickets, it will take all night for the machine to print the tickets, and he has a party that night, so he cannot keep customers in the store at night. Then Jerry asks him, "How about I become your partner instead of your customer?" After hearing this, and after they explain everything to him, he also agrees to help with this business. Anyway, not only that, he also manages to secure investment from his own friend.
Then they comfortably sleep in the hotel that night for the purchase of about 20,000 lottery tickets, because the responsibility of checking the lottery tickets was given to Bill. Then, when Bill knocks on their room door in the morning, Jerry gets up and opens the door. And then what Bill tells him makes both of them jump for joy. After checking the lottery results last night, it is seen that they have earned a huge $80,000.
On the other hand, all their neighbors were waiting eagerly at Steve's place to find out the lottery results. Just at that moment, when they learn that their money has almost doubled, everyone starts jumping with joy. After this, they return to their town and divide the money among everyone. After they won the lottery, the Count of Everett seemed to come back to life. The people of the town started repairing their houses better, and the streets and alleys of the town were beautifully decorated. They even decided to organize a music festival together. From then on, Jerry and Marge go to Massachusetts every 3 weeks and buy lottery tickets with Bill. Each time, they win almost double the amount of their investment. In this way, the middle-class town of Everett turns into a town of millionaires. And all this was possible only because of the system invented by Jerry. Therefore, they become heroes to the people of this town. Jerry and Marge also regularly hold meetings and exchange ideas with everyone. All in all, they all spend their days in great happiness. Meanwhile, another party was slowly entering this game. A Harvard student named Tyler was also researching this mathematical calculation of windfall for quite some time. While doing the math, he finally discovers the trick to winning the lottery, just like Jerry. But he did not have a large amount of money to invest. So, he called his friends and asked everyone to invest as he did so they could buy more tickets and win more lotteries. His associate in this work was his friend Eric. That is, they also figured out how to win lottery tickets using the same system as Jerry. But, on the other hand, Jerry begins to feel that every game has an end. This game of winning may not last long either. If the lottery authorities somehow find out, they will stop this lottery. So before that happens, they want to secure a large amount of profit. For this, they now decide to consolidate all their lottery profits and buy 3,112,000 tickets. That is a huge investment of almost $500,000. If they can somehow double this investment, they might not need to play the lottery anymore.
However, their success catches people's attention. The news of winning this huge amount of lottery every 3 weeks attracts the attention of local journalists. When the journalist Michael Jordan gets after them, Tyler and Eric also learn about it. They realize that Jerry and Marge have been winning the lottery by using the trick they discovered beforehand. That is, if a large investment comes from both groups this time, there will be huge problems. Because there's no way to tell which group's lottery tickets will win more money, and neither group would want to have their own competitor. Due to this, when Tyler's group learns about Jerry's group, they start thinking about bringing them into their team. On the other hand, Jerry and Marge were busy making a $500,000 investment. This time, with Bill's help, they keep printing tickets non-stop from 2 ticket printing machines. Bill arranges for them to print tickets all night at another store. As they go to buy the tickets, it happens to be their anniversary that day, and Jerry also remembered their anniversary completely. So when he wishes Marge that night, romance sparks between them. Meanwhile, they start dancing inside the store while the tickets are being printed. Just then, Tyler and Eric arrive there, because they had found out by hacking the Windfall database from which store Jerry's group bought their tickets. Now, after entering the store, Tyler and Eric look at Jerry's group and laugh in surprise, because they thought their rivals would be some genius students like themselves. But these people are the age of their fathers. So Tyler tells Jerry that if they want to earn a lot of money, they should work together, because he can do all the technical work with his friends. But Jerry refuses to listen to him because he wanted to run his own business his own way.
But then, as he was leaving, Tyler tells him that this game is not possible with just mathematics. There are many other factors in it. If the two groups start fighting each other, a complex mathematical calculation called binomial distribution will come into play. And being Harvard students, they are well aware of this thing. So Jerry's group won't be able to outsmart them in this game much. But Jerry surprises them by telling them everything about this whole matter accurately. And after hearing this, Tyler understands that Jerry is not a naive player. So when they leave, Jerry and Marge start dancing their anniversary dance again in peace. But no matter how much they ignored them, Jerry knew well that these boys would cause them a lot of trouble. So this time he tells Steve about the whole matter. However, both of them finally decide that they will all continue to buy lottery tickets. Meanwhile, the journalist Jordan, who was pursuing Jerry's group, goes straight to the lottery office. Although he tells the executives there about Jerry's repeated lottery wins, the man does not pay attention to him, because his point is, brother, people buy the lottery to win, so one person is winning the lottery here. Nothing extraordinary is happening. On the other hand, when Jerry suddenly goes to the coffee shop for coffee as usual, he sees Tyler sitting there. This time, he, Tyler, threatens him to withdraw from the windfall game himself, because the Harvard students are so skilled that they had hacked the windfall server and found out where Jerry bought his tickets from. So hacking all of Jerry's bank accounts is not difficult for them. Now, after making this threat, Tyler leaves, and Jerry, being threatened, falls into deep thought. If his account is really hacked, the whole town will suffer a loss. He does not want to take this risk anymore, so he decides to withdraw from the game himself. He holds a meeting that very day and informs his neighbors about all this. But after hearing his words, no one could believe their ears.
Anyway, after the meeting, Jerry's son comes to him and says, "I cannot see my father as such a loser. Will you crush the dreams of the whole town like this because of the threat of a few teenagers?" After saying this, he leaves, and Jerry also falls into deep thought this time. But still, he has decided to withdraw. So on the very last date of buying the lottery tickets, Marge asks him to reconsider the matter again, because she has never seen Jerry bow down like this in her life. What they have done for the people of this town is worth the risk, and everyone also completely trusts him. So she convinces him that we have to take this risk for the betterment of this town. After hearing all this, Jerry finally agrees with Marge and changes his decision. Now when everyone sees them going to buy lottery tickets again, they all jump with joy, and Bill is also very happy when they arrive there. Well, when people are addicted to money, everyone gets happy like this. Anyway, this time they fully commit to the investment work and start printing lottery tickets. But the Harvard group also does not stop chasing them, so this time they buy more and more tickets and start playing the roll-down strategy of the lottery. Let me explain a little bit about what this roll-down thing is. There was a rule in the windfall lottery that if someone could match all the numbers, they would get a big jackpot amount. But no one ever won this jackpot, because it was impossible for anyone to match all the numbers. Again, there was another rule alongside this, where the more tickets are sold, the more the jackpot limit will increase. Every jackpot has a limit. Here, the lottery authorities never disclose the jackpot limit, because then people will buy fewer lottery tickets so as not to hit the jackpot limit. Now, if someone does not hit this jackpot limit, then those who are getting prizes by matching 4 or 5 numbers will all get their own prizes. But if the jackpot limit is hit, no one will get the prize they were supposed to win, even after matching their own numbers. Instead, the entire jackpot will be divided equally among everyone. Now, some people will definitely benefit from this system, but all those who invested a large amount of money in the hope of a huge collection by winning small prizes will suffer a lot of loss. Because even after matching 4, 5, or 6, 7 numbers, they will not get that prize. Anyway, Tyler and Eric convince some investors and buy a huge amount of lottery tickets, hit the jackpot limit, and finally trigger this roll down. So, because of this, Jerry and Marge's invested money will somehow be returned, but their money does not double, because they didn't win any prize. For this reason, when Bill comes in the morning and gives Jerry the news of this roll down, he understands who has done this. So he quickly goes to Harvard and stands directly in front of Tyler. Then he says, "Who are you doing all this for? I am doing everything for the people of my town. But will you actually give anything to those sitting around you?" After saying these things and leaving from there, all of Tyler's friends also fall into deep thought. On the other hand, Jerry and Marge now directly meet the lottery authorities and ask them to post the website's jackpot limit, because by seeing this limit, it will be possible to avoid hitting the jackpot limit by buying fewer lottery tickets.
And the authorities accept that request this time. So the next morning, when Tyler and Eric see the Windfall website's jackpot limit, they are completely shocked. Because of this incident, they will no longer be able to trigger the roll down. On the other side, Jerry and Marge also start buying tickets in full swing again. On the other hand, Tyler goes to his room and sees that all his friends have left him. That is, no one wants to work with him anymore. So he himself decides to do all the work alone this time. As a result, he takes the responsibility of printing all the lottery tickets himself, but a few days pass like this.
But remember, everything has an end. Just like this game finally comes to an end. After investigating for a long time, the journalist Jordan finally meets Jerry and interviews him. Here, Jerry also does not hide anything from him and tells him all the truth. But Jordan is completely charmed by hearing about his help to the whole town. So when his editor goes to publish this article, he hesitates. But the editor cleverly prints the article in Tyler's name without giving Jerry's name. That is, instead of Jerry, the article states that the Harvard student Tyler and his friend have discovered the trick to winning lottery tickets. And because of this, they have earned millions of dollars. Now after this news is published, it spreads everywhere like wildfire. When Jerry wakes up in the morning and sees that the ticket printing machine is being removed from Bill's store, Bill informs him that the state authorities have already stopped this lottery because a big headline has been printed on the front page of the newspaper with Tyler's photo. On the other hand, poor Tyler's father sees this news and comes straight to his house and tells him to pack up all his Harvard belongings and come straight home. This is how he gets caught the biggest because of his selfishness. On the other hand, although Jerry's extraordinary winning run finally ends, he is not too sad about it, because he has already done everything that was needed for his town. So the townspeople also do not mourn the closure of the lottery, but rather throw a party, because many of them have now got enough money to start their own businesses. And they welcome Jerry and Marge to the party as their heroes. Finally, Jerry won about $27 million with all of them over these few months, and most of this money was spent on rebuilding the town of Evart. So along with his town, Jerry now becomes a hero in the whole country. And in this way, this extraordinary movie ends here with a grand celebration of the townspeople. So thank you very much for watching the video patiently until now. I know you too might have liked this extraordinary journey of Jerry and Marge. And if you really liked it, then please give it a like. A like and a comment from you inspires us a lot to make the next video. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get explanations of all such extraordinary movies first. This love of yours is our only hope to move forward.